What is this? The box says mite vacuum cleaner. I have questions. What is a mite vacuum? And do I really need a vacuum cleaner just for my bed? I mean, come on. I wash my sheets at least once a week, and this seems like some kind of niche, luxury, first world item that most of us would never need or even identify with somebody who uses anything even like this. Is this a necessary piece of tech that I've been missing out on my whole life? Well, today we're putting on our explorer hats as we take a deep dive into RANVOO's mite vacuum cleaner. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Anton, a power engineer, industrial mechanic, and a Red Seal electrician. We cover all kinds of products and topics in an approachable way for the average everyday person. I'm glad you found us. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. Now I know what you're thinking. A vacuum cleaner on a tech channel? Haven't you guys run out of GPUs to benchmark and test? Well, no, there's still plenty of benchmarking to do on every GPU, but there's some serious tech going on in this vacuum cleaner and we gotta check this thing out. But I still wanna answer some nagging questions. Most notably, I already have a vacuum cleaner. Why can't I just vacuum my bed with that? Why do I need a special bed vacuum cleaner? I mean, that intro clip was not just clickbait. I really genuinely want to understand why a product like this exists because quite frankly, when I've got a couple $100 extra lying around, I am not thinking, hey, now's the perfect time to buy a bed vacuum. But if you do have a couple $100 lying around and you are thinking about a bed vacuum, well, dang it, you've come to the right place because we're going to learn everything we can about this thing. And maybe I'll become a believer in the process. Put on your tinfoil hats because it's about to get weird. Now, first off, I've got to unbox this thing. I haven't even opened it because I'm so skeptical that I even need this thing. But the folks at RANVOO, they've got some pretty neat stuff. I've tried their neck air conditioner and warmer, and it works great. I've tried their bubble blowing toothbrush, and I thought that was a gimmick. But man, why not a mite vacuum? Let's go. I've drugged this out long. Now, first off, out of the box, this thing is quite substantial. It weighs about 6.6 pounds. I am surprised at the fact that it's got a cord. Now, this is a pretty heavy duty cord, but it is still corded. And in a life of wireless, cordless, battery powered devices, I'm not sure why they need a cord for this thing. Hopefully, as we dive into some of the features, it'll be more clear. But for right now, that's an odd choice to decide to make it powered off of a plug when especially that vacuum that I already have to vacuum my whole house is battery powered. I don't have to find a socket to use the thing. Now, RANVOO says the MY1A, which is what the model of this is, the MY1A, is a specialized corded high-powered device built exclusively for deep cleaning mattresses, upholstery, and fabric surfaces. So it's not meant to vacuum your floor. It's not meant to vacuum your carpets. It's got one job, and that job is vacuuming your bed. Now, speaking of first world problems, why do you need your bed vacuumed? I guess the biggest reason many of us know is beds actually are a haven for dust mites and germs and junk. Many of you remember the old adage, don't let the bed bugs bite. And that's a real thing. Now that hails all the way back from the days when the mattress used to be made from hay. Now we've come a long way since we've used hay as a bedding material, but beds still love to hang on to creepy crawlers. And if you're a little bit queasy or you don't like small insects, you might want to turn the video off now, because we're about to take a deep dive into all the nastiness that lies deep below your bed. Sometimes what you don't know can hurt you. So if you haven't turned the video off yet, you might find out the use for something like this is a lot more important than you actually thought in the first place. And this is where we'll actually understand why we need a special vacuum cleaner for our bed instead of your house vacuum. You see, your regular vacuum is actually missing the point. Kind of like you guys saying, Anton, get to the point already. The first thing that you need to know is that there's dust mites love to hang out inside your bed. And dust mites are really strong and they cling onto all of the crap inside the fibers of your bed. A regular vacuum cleaner can go on the surface, but it can't get down deep inside. This little guy has some sort of special hammering and banging function where it'll oscillate at just the right frequency to vibrate the whole bed and knock those mites loose. So now that the mites are loose, they're kind of floating in space, but they haven't been sucked out of your bed yet. That's where the second big feature of this guy is. This thing creates up to 35,000 pascals of suction, 35 kPa. Now, how much does your vacuum suck? Well, it turns out it sucks a lot.
How does the suck cut work? Well, as you can see, it sucks as it cuts.
That's only 2 parts of a 3-prong attack. The final step that this guy employs is UV filtering. Yes, UV light has been known for a long time to actually sterilize and kill germs. So, as we're sucking those stupid mites out of our bed with the heavy vibration and knocking, mixed with that high velocity sucking force,
It certainly does suck.
the final step is to blast it with that UVC sterilization to kill them on their way out. That way, when we collect them in this little dust trap, it's just dead, benign material. It's not something where if you open it up, it's going to be like releasing like this bioatomic matter into the universe. For that kind of attack on something so targeted as dust mites in a bed. You just don't have a UV light in your vacuum. You just don't have that kind of suction force on your regular vacuum because it's just not required. It's not built for that. So now all of a sudden, this power cord starts to make a lot of sense. You see, to create that kind of suction and to create that kind of banging, tapping, you need a lot of power. And if they were to try and make this into a battery-powered device, it would die within seconds and you'd never even get the whole bed vacuumed. Or they're just not trying hard enough. Maybe they're like Steve Jobs and they don't want to release all of the special features on version 1. Keep in mind, this is the MY1A model. The MY2A probably is battery-powered with 24 or 48 volts, but it's not out yet. This one's out. This is the one we get. Now, back in the old days, what a lot of people did, and actually when I lived in Japan, we would take our bedding outside and actually had a big stick, and we would whack that thing with a stick and try and knock off everything. If you've seen all the crap that comes off of a bed when you whack it with a stick, you know it's nasty. But the next thing they would do is actually leave them outside in the sunshine because the sun actually releases UV light as well, which can kill a lot of bacteria. So this thing is actually packing the full power of the sun and an angry Asian woman beating a mattress with a stick all in one thing. Okay, that came out wrong. I have a lot of respect for Asian women. I'm not making fun of you in any way. I've been there. This is life. You guys know it's life. So before I get canceled, it's not like some racial thing. This is fun, okay? We're having fun. Please don't tell. Please don't tell. It'll be our little secret. We're just looking at a vacuum. So they've recreated the ideal day in a midsummer to clean up all of the junk in your bed. On top of all that, they actually heat the air to 50 degrees Celsius. That is hotter than the hottest day up here in Canada. We don't get that hot because we're in Canada, obviously. I mean, we have polar bears next door and we sleep in igloos. So we don't know about heat, but this thing packs a lot of it. And the reason they heat the air is because mites thrive in moisture. 50 degrees C is enough to dry up the air and make those mites go, I can't breathe. And then that helps them to let go of all the fibers along with that banging and smashing. And so they release and they get sucked and they get UV blasted and it's just, it's such a bad day to be a dust mite, but it's a great day to be having a first world problem where your mattress needs to be cleaned. Now let's talk about exhaust. I mean, after all, if we're sucking all the air out and we're filling this bin full of dust mites, obviously it's just gonna get blasted into the air. You're gonna breathe it in, you're having an asthma attack, you're gonna die from decomposed dust mites getting sucked into your lungs. Well, no, they actually charge the air with negative ions to make it extra sticky and magnetic. So all of that junk gets sucked into here and it stays in here. So it keeps all of your dust, your smoke, your pollen, your bugs and all that inside the canister, and it just drops out of the air. It sticks to the dust and it falls out rather than getting blasted up into the air. So the air that does exhaust from here is pretty much purified, cleaned air. So there's no concerns about it contaminating your breathing system. Someone like myself who's actually allergic to cats and dogs and horses and hay and leaves and pollen and all of that crap. I mean, something like this is actually really ideal for someone like me. I should be able to sleep a lot better at night with something like this. So this thing is using truly a multi-layered attack on the cleanliness of your mattress, from the banging and tapping, to the high suction wind speeds, to the UV light, and the temperature treatment. I mean, my Dyson vacuum does not stand a chance against this thing. If you want to talk about which one's getting your bed cleaner, I mean, obviously, if this does what it says, then it's gonna work the best. But I don't know yet. I haven't tried it. You watched me pull it out of the box. So let's go to my bedroom, where I promise I change my sheets at least once a week. So my bed should be clean. There should be nothing to see here. As we suck, we're gonna find nothing in this bin and nothing's gonna happen. And we're gonna really prove what we thought all along, is that this is totally a first world problem machine and nobody needs one. So we're gonna go up to my bedroom and we're gonna give that a try now. All right, we're in my bedroom. Hold the jokes, okay? I gotta give this thing a try. So the first thing I'm gonna do is plug it into the wall. Fortunately, I do have a jack over here. Now with it plugged in, it's got, now you're not gonna see very well. The screen actually tells you if you've sucked up mites. It's telling you if you've sucked up dust, and it gives you a good idea of what you're sucking up while you're sucking it up. So I'm going to expose part of my bed here. I'm gonna pull the sheets off, and you can see this mattress is like about as new as you can get. I actually use a mattress protector on here all the time, so this is like practically brand new. So we're gonna just give this thing a try and see what it sucks up in here. Oh yeah, okay. So there, it says there's no dust right there, and then as soon as I stick it on, look at that. It's detecting the dust, the UV light's turning on. Look at that, I've shut it off. You can see the dust swirling around in there. This bed is pretty clean, but it's starting to get some dust in there. I'm gonna go a little bit more. That's my wife's side of the bed. I sleep over here. So this is gonna be even dirtier. Look at that right there. If I open this up, I don't want to because it's full of contaminated stuff. There, look at that. You guys can see all the junk that this thing sucked up off of here. It's taken a lot of junk out of here. And if I close this back up, whoa. You can feel the hot air blowing out of here while it's going, the 50-degree temperature air. And this thing, I gotta say, I mean, it's pretty darn powerful. So overall, I mean, it's definitely getting a lot of junk out of there that you probably didn't even know was in your bed. So let's go wrap this back up, back in the studio. This RANVOO MY1A is absolutely not a gimmick. It turned out it does what it says that it does, which is, I mean, it's surprising sometimes, but for the case of RANVOO, I mean, they are the kings of gimmicky things that actually work and solve real problems for real people. Now, again, this is not gonna be cheap. This is not a $20 vacuum from Amazon. It is a specialized piece of equipment. But if you are somebody who has health concerns, especially airborne health health issues in your house, this is an absolute game changer. You guys already know how hard it is to have a sanitized area where you can breathe without issue, and this will certainly make a huge difference to your entire life. The rest of us who are snickering at how ridiculous thing is, you've seen it in action, so we can't deny that it does something. But if you guys aren't noticing any problems with your airways or breathing at night, you're probably not actually looking for something like this. Not because you don't need it. Probably everybody needs it, but because you just don't realize you need it. You can sleep at night knowing that you probably are okay. But while you're falling asleep, don't forget to think about those mites crawling around in your bed, and just know that there's a way to get rid of them if you're willing to part with just a little bit of your hard-earned money. Now, if you are thinking, dang it, I need one of those, I will put a link in the description to where we got this one, as well as a discount code so you can save a little bit of money on this thing. And if you're curious what other weird tech we're going to check out, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because you never know what the folks at RANVOO are going to come up with next, and you know that we're going to have it on this channel to check out. But we've got a lot of other stuff. Don't forget our GPU benchmarks, because I mean, we can always go back to those if we run out of content. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.